There was a time that you needed others to understand, but now you know that most can't. You didn't realize how many people didn't have the same understanding that you have. And you haven't always had a lot of understanding. You've learnt and grown, and you've done the hard yards to get to a point where you have increasingly more. But as this time came, ever more glaringly, it has appeared to you that all along the path, all along your way, you've been explaining to people, trying to get them to understand your perspective for whatever it was in any given moment. And all that time, you realize that most people didn't understand where you were coming from. Of course, this has become starkly obvious to you because now, at this point of your growth, it's almost impossible to find anyone who understands. And it's made you think back about how much time you spent over the years appealing to people for their understanding, trying to articulate and explain to them, and then wondering why you didn't seem to get a feeling of connection and closeness, because you were looking at the exterior, you were looking at their smiles, you were looking at their nods, and you were hearing them say to you, yeah, I get it. But there would have been an energetic gap. You would have seen that all of the external factors agreed. All of the external factors that they were showing you said, yeah, I do get where you're coming from. But something would have felt off, hollow, empty. And it's not till you've reached this particular point in your life where you've leveled up so much, where you've been through so much, where so much is now known to you and undeniable to you, that you realize, wow, all that time I was chasing something I could never catch. I was seeking after something that wasn't there to begin with. No wonder I felt confused. No wonder I never felt like it was quite right. It's because these people, those around you, were paying lip service to the truth. They were saying, yes, I understand. Yes, I know what you mean. But this was only an act. This was only lines that they were saying. Why? To reassure you of the mask they were wearing, to keep convincing you that they were who they said they were. And it wasn't often malicious. Oftentimes it was a matter of them not wanting to feel humiliated, or them being ashamed that they didn't know much, or other times it was them not seeing the importance of being understood to you, of your wanting to feel connected in a genuine way. Whatever the reason, you understood and you understand now that your efforts were in vain. And what's funny about that is that you've understood this now, all these many years or decades later. You've understood this at the very time when you no longer need to explain to other people. You no longer feel the need to make them understand. It's like it wasn't till you got to the point of not needing other people's acknowledgement and understanding and validation for your way of being and thinking and feeling that you're finally able to see the clarity of the fact that they've never seen, they've never understood, and you never needed it because you got this far without it. You just didn't know you never had it. You just didn't know you never needed it. Now you know this. It's kind of amusing and kind of strange and kind of bittersweet, because you realize that you can live out extended periods of time through a certain pattern, interacting with other people who are following their patterns, and never see what's right in front of your face. But as they say, better late than never. And just knowing this about yourself, knowing that you don't need to be understood, really feeling that and feeling the freedom of that, well, there's nothing like it. And it's really worth it now that you've arrived.